Yogi, come onto your hands and knees, breathe, and prepare for the practice of yoga. We begin with dog and cat tilt, using the inhalation to come into dog and the exhalation to round the spine into cat. Slow your movement down. Become conscious. And use this undulation of the spine to release the tensions through the back of your body. We're now ready to enter a form of the Shakti cria. From cat tilt, we undulate forward into our first cobra, looking up. The exhalation takes us back into baby pose, sinking the buttocks towards the heels, chest towards the thighs. Our second cobra is accessed by slithering through the hands and rising into the inhale, drawing back into downward dog with the next exhale. And then our third cobra is the floating cobra, as we bring our hips forward, hovering the legs above the ground. Exhale takes us back to downward dog. You now step your right foot forward between your palms and into lunge to connect with bowing warrior on the exhale as you draw your hips back and bow over your right thigh. Connect your bowing warrior to lunge with the inhale and your lunge to bowing warrior as you exhale. In this way, we systematically open the hip in lunge and then lengthen the right hamstring in bowing warrior. Use the flow of your breath to move through the tensions. Now the next time you're back in bowing warrior, use that posture to connect into triangle, hopping your back heel down on a 45 degree and then using your inhalation to rise into your triangle. As you breathe in, draw your legs strong and straight. Lift your left hip bone, open your belly and your heart, and widen your wingspan. Breathe through the posture. From triangle pose, we'll be connecting with an inhale into warrior two, rotating the left arm in a big loop over the head as you raise the spine to upright, gazing over the right middle finger. Use each inhalation to make the body buoyant as you lift into the crown of the head, and use each exhalation to sink into the hip, keeping your inner right knee aligned with your inner right toe. From warrior two, we sweep back into downward dog on an exhalation to now enter the Shakti cria, inhaling into dog tilt, exhaling into cat tilt, inhaling to scoop forward into the first cobra, exhaling back into baby pose, inhaling to slither forward into the second cobra, exhaling back into downward dog, and inhaling to hover forward into the third cobra, the floating cobra, and exhaling back into downward dog. Now we step the left foot forward into lunge as we connect our lunge with our bowing warrior as we exhale. Inhaling into lunge, running energy through your back heel as you lift your heart, and exhaling as you draw back into the stretch of your left hamstring and bowing warrior. Again, slow the movement down, coordinate the stretch with your breath. Remaining inwardly at ease, even as you move through the tensions. From this bowing warrior, we connect with triangle, again hopping the back heel down on the 45 degree, rooting through your feet, drawing energy into your legs so that they straighten, and then rotating your upper body to open your heart and gaze up to your right thumb. Connect with the pulse of your breath and allow each inhalation to brighten and extend and open the body, and each exhalation to deepen the posture as you release tension. We'll be using an inhale to rotate the right arm to sweep up into Warrior 2. Again, using the pulse of the breath to float upward into the crown of the head on the inhale and sink into the hip on the exhale. Opening your pelvis, drawing the tailbone down and the abdomen up to fully inflate the heart and empower the arms. It's an exhale to sweep back into downward dog, and to again join the Shakti cria, inhaling into dogtail, exhaling into cattail, inhaling into the first cobra, exhaling to baby pose, inhaling to slither through to the second cobra, exhaling to downward dog, inhaling into the third cobra, floating the legs above the ground, and exhaling back into downward dog. We will now make the connection to the Swan pose, sweeping the right knee forward beside the right thumb, hooking the right heel under your left hip bone. Use an exhale to settle into your hip, and then an inhale to stretch out through your back leg, lifting and opening the heart, and an exhalation to fold forward into the bowing swan. Make your connect with your breath. Maintain a soft brain, an open heart, a steady breath. From the Swan is an inhale to raise the spine, and an exhale to draw back into downward dog, to switch to the left side of Swan, bringing the left knee forward to the left thumb, using an exhale to settle down into the hips, and then an inhale to stretch through your right leg as you open your heart, and an exhale to bow forward. As you patiently settle into the pose, Allow each inhalation to stretch the energy back into the back leg, while simultaneously burrowing down into your left knee. This will open the hip, and then you can use your exhalation to relax through the layers of tension. It will be an inhalation to raise your swan, and an exhalation to travel back into downward dog. We will now connect with the form of the cria, using an inhale to bring your right knee to your left thumb, exhaling to roll over onto the buttocks slowly, drawing the right heel into the groin. Inhaling to interlace the fingers into an arm raise, and an exhale to bow over the left leg. Use the pulse of your breath to enter into the bow, putting weight of attention down into your bent right leg as you turn your upper body to align it with your right thigh. To counter stretch the forward bend, we're going to sweep into a back bend, staying nice and low. Sweep around towards your bent knee, put your right hand behind you, and then lift your hips from the ground. Use each inhalation to back bend as you look over to your left fingertips. Now we connect with a side stretch, lowering the buttocks down into the base position and reaching forward to grab a hold of your right leg or foot. The inhale then raises the right arm, stretching the side of the body. And then the exhalation allows us to curve. So you should feel the stretch in your right hip, your right waist, and the right side of the ribs. Work with the capacity of your body and work patiently. Now we're complete. Use an inhale to raise the right arm and an exhalation to sweep back into downward dog, to change your sides. This time inhaling the left knee to the right thumb, exhaling to roll over onto the buttocks, drawing the left heel into the groin. Turn your heart to face your right thigh, interlace your fingers into an arm raise, inhaling, and then an exhale to bow. Connect with your dog tilt with each inhalation, and then ease into the bow as you exhale. Gently rock into your sitting bones to deepen your foundation. As you patiently turn your upper torso to align it with your right thigh. Now for the back bend. Staying low, sweeping around towards your bent left leg, placing your left hand behind you to then push up with your hips into your back bend. Each inhalation intensifies the curve as you look to your right fingertips. It will be an exhale to lower down and into your side stretch, reaching out towards your right foot with your right hand, and then lifting your left arm, gaze up towards your left thumb, and then use your exhalations to progressively deepen the stretch through the left side of your body. rooting down through the buttocks. Turning yourself open as you either gaze to your left thumb or under your left arm. To come out and back into downward dog, inhale to raise the left arm and exhale to sweep back into downward dog. We now reconnect with our Shakti cria, inhaling into dog tail, exhaling into cat, inhaling to undulate forward into the first cobra, exhaling to baby pose, inhaling to slither into the second cobra, exhaling to downward dog, inhaling to hover forward into the third cobra, and exhaling back into downward dog. We will now step forward into a cross-legged position at the front of our mat, inhaling and exhaling. Extend your legs forward into Dandasana and then roll back into half shoulder stand. Begin by bending your knees. Bring your shoulder blades in and underneath you. Cup your hips with your hands. And then tilting your hips into dogtail, extend your legs into the air. See what you can do now to steady your breath within the pose. Relax your brain and feel the energy falling from your legs down into your spine. This allows us to restore and rejuvenate the body after the rigors of the flow. As a counter pose for the half shoulder stand, we come into fish. Bend your knees towards your forehead, cross your legs and roll yourself up to a seated posture. Exhale and rest back onto your elbows, supporting your lower back with your thumbs. Use the inhalation then to back bend as you lift your sternum, and an exhale to slowly release your neck. Breathe steady breath up into the front of your body. From fish pose, it will be an inhalation to raise ourselves back into a seated posture, ready for the completing practice of double breathing. Taking an inhale into the heart, an exhalation down to your roots. Relax a passive inhalation into your abdomen and begin double breathing. Deep inhale up into your heart and an exhale to release the energy into your body. Enter dynamic stillness.